Very good. I think I did it. All right. Everything seems to be working. No technical difficulties.
I forgot to share.
Oh, well, and it shows because we have so many people watching. What? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Well, while she's doing that, I'll do this.
Who the hell cares?
That's a liberal.
It's like saying, would you rather have wine or water?
Wine, a half inch means a lot sometimes.
Nobody likes to eat crow. Right.
Now I'm starving.
How much is the economy today? It's that much.
This pumpkin latte sucked, and I want to speak to your manager.
Objection, hearsay. Objection, leading. Objection, hearsay.
Where is that woman when Biden speaks?
Get out of here. His name is pronounced Joni. And that's the end of it. I could watch myself all day.
What's that? You what?
I said I could watch myself all day.
Oh, you must be a Gilio or Remauro or Nastasi. Oh, look who's here talking about Gilios. It's Aunt Santa. Oh yeah, wine. Definitely wine. Well, everybody get their glass of wine. I've got mine. And let's all get ready for a really big show. Oh, we've got Peter. So that means that the show is going to be very smart today. So whenever we have Peter, our IQs go up. Oh, wait, that didn't sound right. I don't know.
Nice
I love you funny ladies. Bring in the comedy. Yeah, well, tell Jennifer. Gloria's with us. Oh, thank you, Gloria. And here she is. Hello, my darling.
Your mother.
And then we have sisters on. So we've got everybody on. So, Jen, what's going on with you this week?
Nothing at all. Zero. It's all nothing. The other one's away. The other half's away. Dropped them off at the airport. And so I'm bored. And my son, it's all about college.
All about college. And where's he going? I heard that
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, come on, stop.
Going to a whore of a school.
You say FTX and SBF. Absolutely, Peter. We have a clip on that. Hey, listen.
He's going to Lynn University.
Yes, but where did he get in? He got in
Coastal. He got a $100,000 academic scholarship to DeSales. He got an $80,000 academic scholarship to the whore of a school, Lynn. The only college he didn't get into was FSU because he had to give his SAT score no matter what. And he had a 93 average all around the 4 years. But his second attempt at an SAT,
wasn't
not do it.
Well,
he got bored.
Listen, $100,000 isn't bad.
The year of school.
Yeah.
Just
And
for
he
him
got
to be brainwashed.
He got into the one in New York too.
All of those. He got into
Siena College.
He went into Siena. They actually wrote me a handwritten letter.
A handwritten letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're proud of him. His mother doesn't want him to go to Florida. That's the problem. But you got to let the birdies fly.
I was letting him fly all the way to Coastal Carolina.
Oh, thank you, Gloria. My daughter is a single mother, and she has managed to put him through Xaverian High School on a roll for all 4 years in the 90s, and now he got accepted to every college that he applied except for Florida. He didn't do great on his essay.
And that's the school I wrote the worst essay for.
Well, if you let him write it. Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. You wrote the essay, mommy, and you wrote the worst essay. And, he might have been going to FSU instead of Lynn if you would have,
No, FSU said, thank God he didn't get in there. He would have knocked someone up and been, what? That is the biggest party school in the country.
They're all party schools.
Not to sales. It's a Catholic school in Pennsylvania.
Jennifer, have you met Catholic school girls?
They're all whores, just like Lynn College.
That absolutely, they are faster than anywhere else because their parents keep a tight rein on them, and then they send them away to college. And guess what happens?
They knock someone up, or they get knocked up.
Well, how about our audience? Where do you guys like as far as college? Where have you?
I think Peter was the only one who went to college in this group.
What's that?
Peter's the only one who went to college.
I don't know. Gloria might have gone to college. Well, Grandma wants to know where Lynn is.
In Boca.
Mom, it's where we used to live. Yes.
Land of the whores.
She did bring him up right. Well, it's very interesting. He's going to be 18 in March. And he wants a family. He knows what he wants. He wants a family. He wants children. He is a very good young man. And I'm going to tell a story. I don't think I told it last week. So I was back home in New York for about 10 days. And I was cooking him lunch before he went to work. And the doorbell rang. And so he went to answer it. And he didn't come back. It was a while. I figured, delivery or something. And so I go to the door and I open it, and there are two Jehovah's Witnesses, and they are preaching to him. And I said, well, he's got to go to work. His lunch is on the table. Thank you so much for stopping by, but he really has to, eat before he goes to work. And she says, well, it's only going to take a minute. I'm reading to him the scriptures. And I said to him, well, Ty, that's up to you, but time is ticking and the lunch is getting cold. And my grandson said to me, I'll be right in. And he closed the door. And 5 minutes later, he comes walking in, and I said to him, Ty, I tried to give you an out. And he said, she was talking to me about God. I was supposed to be rude.
And now he doesn't celebrate Christmas anymore, or birthdays, or any holiday. Thanks a lot, ladies. You got me off the hook since I'm paying for this for college.
Oh, well, Gloria, I thought that was wonderful that your son stood there and listened.
He stopped and gave money to that kid that reminds me of my brother the other day at the light. I was behind him.
That's right. He's a good boy. Catholic schoolgirls are trouble. I went to by the sea, all girls. Okay, got it. Wait, Joe, how are you and Carl? Okay, well, they're having a conversation on their own. Peter says, who says he went to college? He's just innately smart. I figured you were too smart to have gone to college, Peter. Yeah. Bobby went to Alabama State University. Did you have fun, Bobby? What did you study? Oh, thank you, Aunt Santa. It's very good lighting here. Okay. Hi, it's the OG, Lucille Chabot.
Hi, Lucille.
How are you, Lucille? Okay.
I went out with Lucille the other day for our friend's birthday. She looked hot with her little little belly shirt and jeans and her hair all done up.
Well, Lucille,
the guys were like,
Lucille is a hot number.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I had some fun in New York. While I was in New York, I was invited to an event that Governor Pataki did, and he had Brian Kilmeade there. And Brian was talking about his book, The President and the Freedom Fighter. I don't know if anybody's read it, but this is on my list. Right after I read Google Acapello, I'm going to read this one. But it is about Abe Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. And Frederick Douglass's
do not tell the story as long as Brian Kilmeade did, please. Because I wanted to kill myself. That's
well, it was great, and I think that it was a great story. And
no, it is.
I mean, honestly, Frederick Douglass, held Lincoln accountable and to end slavery. And, there was a there was a time there that it might have been in question whether
No, it really sounds like a great. And I actually found that book in my computer bag today, and I forgot. I was like, where did I get this?
So Bobby studied criminal justice. Cool, Bobby. Well, and then you became a cop, right? I think so. The whole idea is to learn how to learn. That's true. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Cynthia's my neighbor here, and she'll be joining us for Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, your new family?
It's my Friendsgiving because you all abandoned me.
I did not. My son cannot go, so guess who can't go either? Me.
Well, you all abandoned me. We had a whole plan to have Thanksgiving here.
I know.
And so, what does everybody think about the midterms? You all have to write in. And also, at 9 o'clock, former President Trump, is going to make a big announcement. Any guesses to what that is? So give that in the comments section. Let's start a conversation about that. Okay. Aunt Santa wants to talk about the asshole Biden. Well, what would you like to talk about? That is very, very large. You can fool some of the people some of the time. Lincoln Douglas debates. That's true. Okay. No, I became a criminal. Did they give you justice? I guess not if you're out. Big disappointment in the midterms. Yeah.
We lost the Senate today, right? Congress is 218 to 2.
Yeah, 218. We need 219. Angela says Trump is running. Trump running.
Yeah, everyone seems to hate him lately.
They're wanting DeSantis.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's running for president. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anything is he's in a nursing home yet. Oh, no, he's sick, Santa. Biden is actually sick. He was supposed to attend a big dinner tonight, and he's sick, so he can't make it. So he went to the conference, and he's talking to. They made a big production of him and Xi, and they disagreed on Taiwan, and then he got sick, and he can't go to the dinner.
Right.
I think the Dems found a new way to cheat. Well, that's interesting. So there's a lot of thoughts about what happened with this election, right? Oh God! And since I'm sure that
I say that out loud because we'll get banned again.
Monitors our broadcast. We never want anybody to. We never wish any harm on anybody.
Oh, look what's going on now! Your mother's chiming in.
You can't have both from, right? You can't. You're right, Peter. You can't have both from Florida, DeSantis and Trump. Chinese flu, yeah. Let's see. I think President Trump should run in 2024 along with DeSantis.
Will never let that happen.
Well, they can't because you need to be able to grab from other states, and Florida is solid red now. Yeah. So you want to try and get someone in a state that, in a swing state like Arizona or Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. I'm shocked Lake lost, but more time counting equals GOP loss. That's true, Angela. And the thing that people don't talk about is that Hobbs was the Secretary of State who was running against Carrie Lake, and she was overseeing the counting of the ballots because she's the Secretary of State. So she didn't recuse herself. She stayed there. But I understand that because the margin is so thin, it's only half a point, that I think there's going to be a recount in that race for governor of Arizona. Lose the electoral votes. Yeah, I worry about that. I don't, I just don't know if that makes a lot of sense to lose the electoral college because, today's show might make you think differently, Peter, because we have a couple of clips here about what might have been the cause of the election going off the rails the way it did. And so let's think about that. I don't think they will allow him to run again, unfortunately, Trump.
Does he have to run a primary? I forget.
What's that?
Does Biden have to run a primary? Is there
only if a Democrat jumps in? Then
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be because they want to keep the presidency, the seats.
Maybe.
They're not going to. No one's voting for him again.
Then he should get Carrie Lake. Then he could get Carrie Lake to run with his vice president. Let me tell you something. That woman is smart and she's gorgeous, and it's amazing to me. If she lost, she lost. My hope, Pelosi be gone. Well, that's for sure. For certain, we're ahead in the Congress, and I don't think that there's any path for them to take it. So we have the House. Okay, so the Speaker is probably going to be Kevin McCarthy, although some of the young Republicans are saying, oh no, you failed miserably in these midterms. McCarthy and what's his name? Turtle face Jennifer. The Senate. I hate him so much.
The one Mitch
McConnell. Yeah. So I think he needs to go. But some of the young Republicans are saying we need somebody else. USC needs to fix the voting system. Yeah, well, if you have both candidates from the same state, you lose the electoral college from that state completely. Absolutely, Peter, you are correct. Angela Ricca, Fetterman for president, Democrat. Yeah, well, they're talking about that already. He already speaks the language of Biden. Okay, let's get some humor in here ASAP. Yep. Okay, well, we're getting there. If you get hacked on your computer, you can get hacked on the computer scanners when voting.
Of course.
That is true. Trump's statement about DeSantis seems like a mistake. It doesn't make him look good or do much about people's perception about DeSantis. It makes me question if his instincts are intact. You know what, John? I'm with you.
He's a narcissist. We all know this.
I think.
Was he good for the economy? Yes. Was he entertaining? Yes. Did he speak to the blue collar people in layman's terms? Like us? Yes. But he's a narcissist.
He was good to keep peace. McConnell says he has the votes. Hi, Ann Lawrence. Good to see you. Carrie Lake for VP. I'm with you. Let's go for that. Okay, so our show again is called Unaccountable, not only because they can't count votes in time, but they also there are a bunch of shit out there that's going on that is unaccountable. So Jen, who do you think our Fauci Award winner is this week?
Unaccountable people. What's that state that can't count the votes? Arizona, right?
Okay, well, that's true, but no, you're wrong. Our Fauci Award goes to a 29-year-old cryptocurrency trader who became a multi-billionaire so he could end global warming, bring about world peace, and save the animals. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Sam Bankman-Fried, our Fauci Award winner.
The Fauci Award for Gullible People.
I flew all the way from Dubai to the Bahamas to tell you the incredible story of Sam Bankman-Fried. Ever since Sam was a kid, he wanted to get rich. Really, really rich. But not for the reasons you think.
I wanted to get rich not because I like money, but because I wanted to give that money to charity.
So after graduating from MIT, he went on a mission to get rich. One day, he noticed that the price of Bitcoin in the United States was different from the price of Bitcoin in Japan. And that was an opportunity.
So, Bitcoin is trading at $10,000 on a US exchange, $11,000 on a Japanese exchange. You take $10 million, you buy at $10,000, you sell at $11,000, you make $1 million. And we were able to do that every weekday.
So every weekday you made $1 million in profit just from doing that?
That's right.
Yeah, from this simple idea, he made a total of $20 million. And that was just the beginning. Sam became a crypto trader full-time and started a crypto trading company called FTX.
FTX is a cryptocurrency exchange. It's a place that you would go to buy and sell Bitcoin and other digital assets.
And this is the crazy part. In 2 years, his company became one of the biggest in the world, worth over $40 billion. And he's not even 30 years old. That's impressive.
The major cryptocurrency exchange, FTX, which is run by Sam Bankman-Fried, has collapsed and declared bankruptcy. Now, what actually happened is pretty complicated, but here's what we know for sure. Sam Bankman-Fried was one of the top donors of the Democratic Party this year. In fact, he was the second largest donor to Democrats, second only to George Soros. That money bought Bankman-Fried a lot of access. The Washington Free Beacon reports that just 6 months ago, Bankman-Fried was at the White House consulting on cryptocurrency regulation. Now, at the same time, Bankman-Fried was pretending to be a kind of Robin Hood figure who didn't care at all about money. Now, there's a lot of speculation right now about the connections between FTX and Ukraine. It turns out that FTX set up a website for users to send cash to Ukraine's central bank. That's led to speculation that the U.S. government might have sent taxpayer money to Ukraine, which then ended up at FTX and ultimately to Democrats.
But no one bought Bankman a bra for those boobs. Because that's all I saw. Or a haircut. You would think a reduction was in order, but is it a boy? I don't know. So.
Oh, well, that might answer some of the questions about what went wrong with the midterm elections. Second only to George Soros in donations, and that loop from FTX to Ukraine to America's Democrat candidates. Very, very interesting.
Only my business partner, Eddie, was that smart.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He made me do crypto and I lost.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Bankman bankrupted his company, and now there are thousands and thousands and maybe millions.
And he went away when he did that. He was in the Bahamas, I think, or Aruba. He went away.
Well, he lives in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. He lives in the Bahamas. If you want to watch that clip, it's now I've forgotten. Is Nava Daily. You can Google it, and it's 10 minutes long, and he talks about how he wants to use the money to save the world. But it was all BS because he was using the money to bankroll the Democrats. So my question is, where did he get that first million? Remember that he said, you buy $1 million worth.
He got 10,000, and bought 11,000. And then and then he sold it, he got $1 million. He didn't have $1 million.
If you get $1 million, and you buy a 10,000, then you sell it at 11,000, you make $1 million every day.
I was just looking at his boobs.
So whatever. You're like a man, Jen. That's all you were doing was looking at his boobs. You were listening to a word he said.
0.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Bobby is still talking about Trump great with the economy. And Santa wants to know if Bankman won the Mega Millions. My question is, did Soros bankroll Fried to start doing this and use him as a guinea pig to launder money into the Democrat Party? I told you not to invest in crypto. That's correct, Ann Lawrence. Ann Lawrence is my financial advisor, and she told me don't touch crypto, and I won't. I'm sorry. I need something in my hands. A paper, gold.
I still don't understand it. They're like, oh, it's not tangible money. Just neither is a debit card.
But no, but there's money behind it. There's money behind it. That's the whole thing. I don't understand this crypto. You're buying air.
Well, it's like those, what are those things called? The NSTs that you buy? Like Scott LeBeta was going to start selling his art. It's an NFT, so it doesn't exist.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Joe tried to give me a book on it. I read like 3 pages and almost threw up. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, it's all
it doesn't exist.
It's in the meta world.
It's like when they sold the $1 million app, and I think Paris Hilton bought it. It did nothing.
Well, I have an announcement to make, and Trump's not the only one. I'm announcing that I'm a trillionaire now, and I have it's in an account, and I am going to start, swapping trillions with people if they'd like.
You can't identify as a trillionaire.
I can identify as a trillionaire. Why not? What? My hair's not good enough? My nails, because my nails aren't done, right? I could do better. Next week, I will identify as a trillionaire, and it will be good. Joe says I'm echoing. Does anybody else hear an echo, or is it just her? Hi, Ralph. Good to see you here.
Who's Ralph?
Ralph Rubinek. His name he's Joshua. He's under a pseudonym. I blew his cover. Ralph Rubinek.
Not the smartest trillionaire.
Well, I'm smarter than Bankman. I just sat here, did nothing, and made $1 trillion. So how's that?
Can I have some?
Yeah, sure. Invest in my company, and I'll sell you some shares. All right,
What's your company?
I love you too, Joshua. Okay, all right. I'm giving you $1 billion from my trillion.
That's it?
Okay, 500 million. No.
No, what?
That's how I made my $1 trillion.
Can't trick me.
If you give me $1,000 of real cash, I will give you 500 million of my money, of my Leticia currency. That's how we'll do it. Right? Nothing behind crypto. Exactly. All right, Mom, you're the only one who's hearing the echo. Put your megaphone next to your ear and see if that helps you out a little bit.
She's putting her laptop on something.
No echo. I don't know if she's watching on the laptop or if she's got it in 2 places.
Oh, there's Jody. That was what I was waiting to say. Where's Jody?
Oh, okay.
Jody
Wasserman is with us. I'm a zillionaire. Very good. See, Jody she's the queen of cash. So zillionaire, trillionaire, billionaire. Okay, we're getting there. So there's a lot of money on this show.
And we also have 100 viewers.
We are rich. We are rich. Yes, we are. We're all rich. Everybody, here's what we're going to do. Everybody who watches the show tonight makes a comment. I'm going to send you $1 billion.
Well, you know what? Not for nothing. Money's not backed by anything anymore, because when I made this stupid comment that I thought it was backed by gold, everyone laughed at me. This was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
What's the difference?
It's not backed by anything. That's why the government's printing it. That's why they're
giving it away.
That's why the economy is the way it is. BRICS will be announcing new world reserve currency. I heard that, and I'm interested to know what that's all about. Okay, so we're just a bunch of billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, shooting the shit. Hey, we went over 20 on our counter. Yay!
Because everyone heard you're giving away free money.
They heard that I'm giving away $1 billion for everybody that comments. I'm a poor old lady. If you want to send me money, I'll accept. You got it, Gloria. Poof. You hear
everyone put your Venmo up and your social security numbers and your mother's maiden name, and we'll get you your money ASAP.
Very good, Jennifer. I love you. Oh my God, you're so funny. Okay, this is a fun show. More people should be listening. I keep saying that, Jody. You're gonna share.
They have lives.
It's all about resources. That's true. Well, we have lots of resources. Unfortunately, they're all tied up. But here's the people that don't want us to actually use our resources in our country. And this is another possibility of why the midterms did not produce what they were supposed to produce. Watch this. This one, I put the link to this full clip in the comment section at the top. You should all watch it because it's about Gen Z who actually affected the election.
There have been a lot of theories flying around on just what happened in the midterms that led to such unexpected results, with a big anticipated Republican sweep failing to materialize. 27% of young people in this country turned out to vote in this year's midterms. That's the second highest youth voter rate in the past 30 years. And overwhelmingly, they voted blue. 62% in House races. And in some areas, that number was even higher. So what does this tell us about the future of politics in the U.S.? So, Ashley, your organization is part of building up that voter base. getting people to the polls. Take us a little bit inside the process that led up to this election. What was mobilization like?
Yeah, most definitely. So Voters of Tomorrow, we are a national Gen Z-led grassroots organization working to engage, represent, and empower our generation in politics and government. And with that, we have had 20 different state chapters across the nation turning out young voters in key districts that we know could determine the midterm election. So that was calling thousands of young voters in these districts. We sent over 5 million texts this election cycle to young voters and just telling them that their vote and their voice matters when it comes to the key decisions in our government.
Do you have a sense of what issues were key, Ashley? What really was driving people to actually follow through?
Yeah, absolutely. So as stated before, we have seen that abortion was a top issue for young voters, along with the economy, with student loan forgiveness. That has been a very big issue. Also regarding gun violence and gun violence protection, we've seen the far right constantly, attack and, attack our rights to be able to go to school without fearing being shot.
Okay, tell us what races were the ones where youth was really key to making a change.
So there are some states where statewide races like Michigan governor, Pennsylvania Senate, Wisconsin governor, of course, Georgia Senate and Arizona governor. Those are some of the places where we're already naming before the election. Based on the data that's already available, young people were likely to be really pivotal.
Yeah, we have one example in Pennsylvania. We can put up the numbers. Voters in Pennsylvania supporting Fetterman when compared by age group, ages 18 to 29. It was 70% of that group compared to 55% of the 30 to 44 group. Okay, the group Gen Z, which maybe we should remind people who don't necessarily know, that's between the age of 10 and 25 or 8 and 23, depending on how you calculate it. But it's not a monolithic group. How do you explain really what the spectrum is?
They're both really diverse in terms of demographics. It's, about even the youngest group of this Gen Z voters, 46% of them are people of color, the ones that turned 18 after 2020 election. And a really large but significant minority of young people also identify with the LGBTQ community. So it's really diverse in that way. And they have different opinions coming through because of their diverse lived experiences. But ideologically, too, they are really leaning Democratic in terms of voting. But vast majority of them, about 60%, consider themselves as progressive, but not Democrats.
Oh my God. Ashley is never going to have to worry about getting pregnant. Number two, I would like to know when the last illegal gun was in her neighborhood. And number three, she just wants to give money away to everyone because her parents, Miffy and Butch, give it away to charity. Ask Ashley to address an envelope. What happens? Fucking idiots.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right.
Ashley wishes she'd get pregnant.
Well, that clip is worth watching from top to bottom because, let's unpack that in a minute, but Cynthia wants to know, is the check in the mail? Ashley and that whole Gen Z group doesn't even know what a check is. Cynthia, this is Leticia currency. It's just poof, it's out there. If I give it to you, you have it. Now you're a millionaire or billionaire or trillionaire, whatever you want to be. Gen Z does not get polled. No, they don't, because traditionally
they're 10. They're 10.
They didn't vote. 18 to 25 didn't vote. And as a consultant in politics, I can tell you right now, we never worried about that demographic. That's how they surprised us.
Let me tell you something.
20?
When they have to have a family of 4 from Venezuela live in their house and share their BMW, they're not going to want this to happen.
Well, you're absolutely right. And they're mostly white females. That's the scary part of it. It's the white females that are doing it. Peter, liquefied versus natural. We're going to call Peter the professor. This is going to be like Gilligan's Island, and Peter is the professor. He's going to, Peter, maybe you could get us off this island and into prime time, maybe on a radio station. It requires energy to make liquid gas out of natural gas, so the cost per therm is higher delivered to their door. We need to compress gas in order to transport it overseas. Russia does not. Understood. And that's why America was always the richest country, because of our resources. And now they won't let us touch our resources. To get that free money Biden promised them, that's exactly right. And you see that in that clip, they talk about forgiving student loan debt.
Hey, everyone relax, because I'm banking on that one free thing I'll ever get out of life.
It's not happening, Jen. I'm sorry. The courts
we could spend how much money on gender in Sri Lanka? What is it in Sri Lanka? Gender
studies?
What? Transgender? Yeah, whatever.
Yep. To get
right. $325,000 to erect a city tent facility and then take it down and then erect it again for $325,000 and then take it down.
That's right. Today's youth knows nothing. Well, that's the problem, though, Lucille. They know nothing, but they think they know everything. And listen, let's all take a reality check. In our 20s, in our teens, we all thought we were smarter than our parents. If anybody says that they didn't think that they were smarter than their parents, I'm going to call bullshit, because we all did. And they're no different. The problem is okay, I'll stop talking. I'll stop talking. More people expecting government to support their lazy ass. Yeah. Criminals don't obey gun laws. This is true. If your kid is a Democrat, kick him out and tell him good luck. Yes. The problem isn't them. It's us. It's you, Jen. It's me. It's all of us.
My son is a registered conservative. I'm sorry. So
yes. It's true, but you're sending him where? To what? To college.
I don't want him to go to that college.
Right. You think he's going to stay conservative?
He got in the NYPD, and I was fine with him going to community college for his credits because he needs 36 of them or 48 or something.
Hey, Jay. Good to see you, Jay. Well, let me just, and that's another thing to brag about. Ty was passed the NYPD test. But the fact is that he's going to college. And if you think he's coming out as conservative as he went in, well, he will. Because we'll beat his ass if he doesn't. But most parents are too busy doing this all day to worry about what their kids
They're happy that their kid has a hobby to save the world and save the polar bears and global warming.
Yeah. Haven't been in a classroom for years. Yeah, I'm appalled at what's being taught to these kids. Young people are irresponsible, but their parents taught them that way, Ralph. Young people need at a young age is independence, not independence. Democrat ideology creates permanency, and that young people translate into failure. You don't care. Clearly defines my principles of success over your ideology, which historically leads to poverty. Okay, Bobby is agreeing with one of us. I don't know which one, but there's a yup in there. Margie's with us. I've learned as a parent, according to my kids, the older they get, the stupider I get. Yeah,
and the broker I get.
Angela's with us. I beg to differ. I do not support my socialist Democrat offspring. It's true. She doesn't. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, Angela. She is a fantastic mother. Her son, yes, is a socialist. He's blind and he owns 2 businesses. God bless him. Now, he's got an interesting way of thinking, but he was smart enough to get out on his own. He lives on his own. He owns 2 businesses and he works his ass off. And even though his politics isn't great, good human being. So
I have no idea, Angela. I'm so sorry.
What's that?
That he's a Democratic socialist. He's blind.
Nobody cares he's blind.
That must be really tough on you. Having to raise a socialist.
Oh my God. Higher education is all about learning how to learn. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's true. I was on my own at age 16, supporting a sick father, going to school and working. How many kids today are capable of supporting themselves?
My son is. Thank God.
That's true. Understatement.
She's the only one who can say that too.
Well, but it's true. I mean, he is a great human being. His politics are just a little bit off, but he's a great human being. She raised 3 great young men. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We can all say whatever the hell we want to say about these kids, but here's my question. You heard Ashley talk about the millions of emails and the organizing and the money. Where'd that money come from? You know damn well those
that kid with the boobs.
That's right, the guy with the boobs, and George Soros and people like that. So we have to watch this money, where it's coming from. Our election, the accountability for campaign finance in this country, it's unaccountable because super PACs are allowed to spend.
And so ridiculous.
They
all found a back door to corruption.
That is absolutely
both sides.
Right. But the problem is that the conservatives aren't talking to. I told you, I've been a political consultant for over 20 some years now, and we used to just check off the 18 to 25-year-olds because they didn't vote. But now the Democrats figured it out. They're voting. They're getting them to the polls. They're getting them hopped up.
Make them feel important.
Well, now
that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're making them feel like they could do something important. Listen, no one gives a shit about the polar bears and global warming. Right now, I'm happy that it's warm in November. So, but these kids think they can actually change what God did and it's literally put an end to certain things but they feel powerful.
Yeah, you're absolutely
because their parents aren't there sitting there telling them that they're stupid.
Well, their parents, they go to school, and these teachers, that's the problem. And it starts in grade school with these kids. The parents relinquish the raising of their kids to school, and schools all lean progressive. So these kids are not keeping the philosophy of their parents and the ideology of their parents. They're taking the ideology of their teachers and then the professors, and their parents are turning a blind eye to it. And once they're gone, they're gone. It's very hard to get them back. The only time you're going to get them back is when they actually have to fend for themselves.
Lobotomy. Listen, any human being that wants to take shit pay to sit in a room with children all day and talk to them is literally psychotic. So
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yes. Angela did call to scream. She's this is one parent that she's got her ideals, and if the kids don't follow, they don't follow. But she's not going to support their crazy ideals. So they vote brown shit and red shirts. That's exactly right, because most of them have not been out of the country. So they don't
out of Connecticut. They all. No, I'm serious.
It's true.
They all have a picket fence and a car given to them by mommy and daddy. Yeah. Put them in the streets in LA. Go down to, what is that called? What's that place where all the homeless are in California? Or go to New York City.
LA. Yeah. LA. It's called LA.
No, but there's a certain something. There's a.
Oh, down the strip of the barrio?
No, that.
Oh, okay. I don't know a lot about California, and I'd like to keep it that way. President of New York gun control law enacted in 1911. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, if you want to talk to Ralph about gun control laws, he's the one to talk to.
Oh, and wait, while we're talking about that real quick, and then I won't bore you because I'm sure there's many other videos to show, but I was watching Santos today because he won Congress, and he's talking about how he's going to fight to get the NYPD more money, and he's going to get these illegal guns off the street, when nobody's addressing the fact that New York, our governor, is keeping Alvin Bragg in office with his seat as the DA. So I started a petition. Unfortunately, it got deleted because I got a phone call and I was on my phone doing it, but it will be up tonight to get him out of office.
Alvin Bragg.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Because that's the only way that these streets will be better. That's it.
Absolutely.
You're not the mayor. Right. It's not the NYPD. It's not the illegal. It's letting repeat offenders back out on the streets every time they commit a crime.
Right. It's the government.
We never did it before.
It's bail reform. And just everybody, Chris Christie's making noise about running for something. Just remember, bail reform started in New Jersey and he supported it. Gloria says she never knew what political party any of her teachers were. Neither did I. Centralized special interest in D.C. is how the progressive got ahead. Before 1912, senators were chosen at the state government level, and special interests need to travel to each state to push their agenda. And that's so true. Skid Row.
Thank you.
Peter's the best. I told you he's the professor.
Thank you, Mr. Google.
Send them to Staten Island Holiday Inn and see all the migrants. Well, since we're talking about it, let's talk about it. Here's good news. Chris Menges retired or quit or was pushed out. Watch.
Right now, more migrants are making the long journey from the Texas border to sanctuary cities. We've been talking a lot about this story. This is unfolding after a huge shakeup at the agency dealing with the ongoing crisis down at the border. And joining us now once again is News Nation's Allie Bradley. Allie, this top border official was asked to resign after a year of unprecedented migrant crossings.
Yeah, Marky, you're exactly right. Commissioner Chris Magnus submitting that resignation late yesterday after only being in that position for a little less than a year, only about 11 months. Now, this is what the commissioner had to say. He said, quote, "It has been a privilege and honor to be part of your administration. I am submitting my resignation effective immediately, but wish you and your administration the very best going forward." Now, this resignation was accepted by President Biden, the president thanking Magnus for his service at CBP. But this comes just days after DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas asked for Magnus's resignation, saying if he didn't resign, he would be fired by the president. So Magnus was in charge of the nation's largest law enforcement agency for about 11 months. He oversaw 60,000 employees. Now, in that time, more than 2.5 million people entered the U.S. illegally through our southern border. The record number of encounters, just one of the reasons for the push to get him to resign. Now, sources tell me that Deputy Commissioner Troy Miller is the one who is going to step back into the role of commissioner until someone else is appointed. Agents tell me that they are optimistic with Miller back at the helm, saying that he actually engaged with them while he was interim commissioner.
But he put restrictions on the border now, Biden, after it got out of control now all of a sudden.
Now all of a sudden.
Right before the midterms, he just waited that 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're all here already.
We definitely need to get rid of Mayorkas. So Adams doesn't know what to do with these migrants. So look at what he's doing.
Center on Randall's Island will be shutting down.
As CBS 2's Dick Brennan reports, it comes as the wave of migrants coming here has slowed down considerably.
The center on Randall's Island opened on October 19th. The plan was that it would hold up to 1,000 migrants, giving them services before they can move on to their destination. But in a statement, Mayor Adams said the speed at which the number of single adult males seeking asylum in New York City has slowed in recent weeks, in part because the Biden administration put limits on how many Venezuelan nationals who made up a good portion of the migrants here could seek asylum. The Randall's Island location had faced criticism from the start from people who said it was in the middle of nowhere and subject to the winter weather, along with possible flooding. It was actually an alternative location to one in Orchard Beach in the Bronx, which was shut down before it even opened. So now incoming migrants can go to the Watson Hotel in Midtown, which will open up next week and have a capacity of some 600 people. The city says nearly 24,000 migrants have come here, and right now 17,500 are in city-subsidized housing. The city says it will continue to provide for the needs of migrants, but adds that it's clear that we still need financial assistance from our state and federal partners.
Now, we're told the cost to build the facility on Randall's Island was $325,000, and it was only open a little more than 3 weeks. But the city says it's still evaluating costs because the arrival of the migrants has been, fluid. The center at the Watson Hotel will open next week.
It's too cold and in the middle of nowhere, yet they came from a place where lions chased them and were giving them Xboxes. Sounds about right. This country's shit. Hope all my neighbors heard that. One of them even had the audacity to complain about the microwaved food. And that was in the paper. The food's okay. It's definitely frozen food, microwaved. Are you kidding me? Where did you come from?
Must have been a Gen Z.
Her name was Ashley.
Oh, yes. Occupancy, that's right. Violating the rights of drug dealers and gun runners back in 1989. Oh, my gosh, that's right. Occupancy. That was ridiculous. Oh, my gosh, it's ridiculous. Kickback City. Well, listen, think about this. $100,000 a week for that center. Who's paying for it? We're paying for it. All of us idiots. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not giving any of my $1 trillion to Adam.
You shouldn't.
I'm not. He
And
gets
I'm not giving my Xbox.
no $1 billion for him. I don't care if he comes on and discusses stuff with us. He doesn't get any of my
Felicia
currency. None. All right. Well, so the people can't figure out what to do with people, where to put people where, and that spread even to the Trump family this weekend. Did you hear that Tiffany Trump got married?
Yes.
Did you hear that Ivanka Trump was her matron of honor?
Well, yeah, I saw a picture. I assumed it.
Well, which picture did you see? Because take a look. Ivanka put a picture up of all the Trump ladies. But later on, it was discovered that Kimberly Guilfoyle, Don Jr.'s girlfriend, fiance, was cropped out of the picture. So Ivanka had to add it later on with hugs and kisses. So it's become a real...
Didn't fit on Instagram. That's why. She was like, no, I need me. So
it was a real scandal. Real scandal in the Trump family. Well, we talked about Gen Z and they want a trophy for everything. And even the Guinness Book of World Records has gotten in on it. This guy is getting an honorable mention in Guinness for tying his shoes. Watch.
Listen, our president can't even tie his own shoe in a minute. He has Velcro. So that is impressive. Our president
So you agree? Guinness should give him an award for tying three shoes.
Well, when your president can't do it, he doesn't even know how to get back into his White House. So have you not seen him turn and look at a curtain for 5 minutes, wondering where he is? This man's a genius. Take that, Putin. You think we're stupid?
Oh my God. April 15th, nobody should pay their taxes and see what the government does. I agree. I did it one year. I joined it. I did it. And then I got a $3,000 fine.
So did I, but I managed not to get fined.
Oh, Mark is with us. Hi, Mark. Oh, well, finally, Elon Musk bought Twitter. And it ain't what it used to be. I'm going to play you a clip.
Fucking mess. That's it's a headache every time I listen.
The employees are very sad. Very, very sad indeed. Watch.
Welcome to a day in my life as a Twitter employee. So this past week went to SF for the first time at a Twitter office, badged in. Honestly, took a moment to just soak everything in. What a blessing. Also started my morning off with an iced matcha from the perch. Then I had a meeting, so quickly scheduled one of these little pod rooms, which were so cool. They're literally noise canceling. Took my meeting, got ready for lunch. Look how delicious this food looks. Oh my goodness, I was so overwhelmed. Then made my way down to this log cabin area. I don't know what this is, but it was really cool. Played some foosball with my friends to kind of unwind a bit. Also found this really cool meditation room that I thought was super neat. I didn't do any yoga, but they have this yoga room if you are a yogi, so also thought that was really cool. Had a couple more meetings in the afternoon, had a ton of projects that we needed to knock out. Say hey to my teammates. Went to the library to kind of get some more work done. Obviously had to have our afternoon coffee, so made some espresso. And then before leaving for the day, had some red wine that's on tap. Went up to the rooftop and just honestly enjoyed the beautiful weather. So awesome trip.
No lunch for you.
He fired 75% of them and is trying to starve the rest. Oh, what'd you do? Okay, you're light.
There's a censor, obviously. Because I'm red.
Oh my
Your girl
God.
sounded like Ashley.
It did sound like Ashley. Well, they're rebelling. Tommy Barlotta, first time watcher. Tom,
I was just with him at Dina Cibola's 50th.
Oh, very good.
And on Halloween.
We love Tommy and his family. They should make solar panels like it told the Keystone Pipeline layers to do. Yeah, right. It's true. Young people actually voted for the very facilitators of school shooting, which they are bully kids who felt their lives were worthless. Democrats are the masters of cresting poverty and destruction of safe communities. Thanks, young people. I think that Ralph is trying to compete with Pete for the position of professor. We already have a professor. Soup Nazi, no lunch for you. No lunch for you. So what will the Twitter employees do now? Those lunches were costing Twitter millions of dollars a year. I mean,
their whole thing behind it, because my friend Davi, his wife works for a company that does all of that. They send you home in an Uber if you work a minute late. No matter where you live, they serve you lunch, there's champagne. She's very happy and making a lot of money, and they never leave the company. Sort of like a George Soros-esque thing to do.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? This whole culture of, drink at work, pods of comfort, or this or that. These kids have no idea. And what do they freaking do?
That lady that complained about the microwave food that's living in the Hilton definitely worked for Twitter in Venezuela. I guarantee you. My word.
No, but this is nuts. This is crazy. What if these kids actually have to go out and chop wood?
They would die.
They would absolutely. What's going to happen when our borders are so insecure? I mean, not for anything, but Russia. Did everybody hear that there were 2 missiles in Poland on NATO ground? Now, what's NATO going to do? Are they going to go after Russia? No, they're pussies. They're going to go running away. They are. I'm sorry. This should have, NATO. What, are you offended? Are you offended?
I am.
This is crazy stuff. I feel like I live in an alternate universe.
You do. This is how the world ends, Leticia.
It must be how the world ends.
These are going to be our last memories.
Manhattan office in the conference room, but Bell the client. Yes, they do. Yeah, but this is a culture. When I started my company, I partnered up with George. He wanted to have this tech atmosphere, and we had golf outside and bicycles and blah, 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 blah. And next thing I knew, everybody was drunk at work.
There was only 3 of you.
No, there were more than 3 of us.
We're all in rehab right now.
The place was always filled with people who
didn't work there.
I thought I was on an episode of Mad Men. This was crazy. There was bars, there was food. He was buying everybody lunch. The company almost went under because nobody worked. No. I'm with Elon on this one.
My company, on the other hand, we have no food. The heat was shut off. I learned that it was on for 3 hours. It got shut down. I have a light that I stole from my client's office. And I reuse envelopes. So
Do you have a soundproof booth? You don't have a soundproof booth for meetings? Do you have one of those log cabin
booth is go the fuck home. If you want no one to hear you, go the fuck home. Go sit in your car. That's the soundproof booth. And the internet is at the minimum capacity here.
Bobby says that NATO convened an Article 4 meeting. World War III, thanks, young people. Trump kept us out of the madness. Yeah, the guy that was going to get us into war. Fun. I mean, listen, really, could you imagine? I mean, anyone watching this program, really, could you? I mean, a thank you. When I worked for Greeks in a diner, if I got an order wrong, they threw plates at my head. Are you kidding me? This is nuts. But this is what they think the world is about. If we go to war, you know who's going to be fighting? Us old assholes. Because those kids are never picking up a weapon. First of all, they're scared to death of guns.
They're going to be texting each other. Can we text Russia? Hey, stop it.
He said something hurtful. My feelings.
I'm identifying as not fighting this war.
Those are real bombs. That guy exploded over there. HR.
They're real? I thought it was like crypto. This isn't fun. Muffy Brad, take me out of here. I want to go back to illegal guns and abortion.
I need an Uber to the front. I need an Uber back to the back lines. I need my psychiatrist.
You mean it's not an Uber XL? Oh my God. I can't hear my thoughts.
Oh my God. Anyone hear about Russia's Belgorod? No. Peter, tell us what happened with the Belgorod sub. Democrats started the draft kids. Guess who's going to fight? Yeah. Do you really wait?
They're going to identify as 12. So it doesn't matter. They're not going to go.
They hate America. Did you see what was the Braveheart? Did you see Braveheart when the Scots were coming down from the mountains and or the Irish were coming and what's his name's Irish buddy says, "Don't worry, this is my island." And all the Irish was sent in first because they were disposable to fight, and they got to the line and they went and crossed over the line and helped the other guys fight, helped Braveheart and
I want to see Ashley and her friends go to Venezuela and rebuild it. That's it. Go. Just go and fix it.
I mean, oh my God, I can't. It's exhausting. I can't. I need a day.
Oh my liberal. You need nothing.
Can they bring their therapy dogs? Yes, they're gonna have therapy peacocks and alligators
and dancing bears. It'll be a fucking goddamn dog and pony show.
I can't hold my gun because Frodo is upset. No, I can't.
There's real bullets in here.
Oh my God. Oh, well, guess what? We went over again. All right. Well, if you're watching us on Rumble, as I said before, comments can't come up, but I'll read them online if you comment. So I do know.
Give up on Rumble. Nobody's watching us.
It's not. They are.
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
And my client, because now she has a Rumble, so I just watch us.
You women are terrific. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Tell all your friends. You can watch it on Rumble. We're gonna try and we're our own producers here, so we don't have a staff, but
you can't
we're gonna try and get more technologically advanced. It says that, and some are saying the torpedo drone that makes tidal waves don't work. Oh, okay, that's not good. Jody Wasserman is laughing. That's good. When you make this is mint.
Why am I so dark?
Because every time you put the light up to the camera, it screws up your computer. Okay. Gloria says she watches us on
There's all
Facebook.
12 of you, so just leave it be.
Give up on Rumble. I'm not giving up on Rumble. Jennifer doesn't like Rumble. I do. I think it's a wider audience. We're getting there. Listen, you can always write into WABC and ask them to give us a 1 hour a week, Saturdays, maybe. Who knows? I didn't know I could watch on Rumble, watching on my phone, going to start watching you on Rumble now. That's great, Bobby. The only thing about Rumble is I can't pull your comments on the screen, but I can read them. So we will do that a lot. I don't know where Chris is. Chris Cuddy hasn't been with us in the last couple of weeks. I guess we offended him. He lives in Philadelphia, and he's got John Fetterman as a senator, so that might be a problem. Jen is identifying as a different color. Yeah, she's in the chat. Jen is identifying as a shadow person. Love you, ladies. Sending you big hugs from Florida. Thank you, Ralph. Thanks to everybody. Watch us again next Tuesday. And everybody have a great week and get your therapy dogs ready. I don't know. It's starting to get crazy out there. Last words, Jen?
No.
All right.